Hello. Okay, Slay. Basically, today was a really cute day. It was really good so far. I'm kind of sweaty right now because I just got back from my walk, and that's kind of why we're doing it in my room because out there I just would have had to like adjust some things, and I wasn't trying to do that. Plus, Twigs is being so weird. He was having like some cage aggression, so I cleaned his cage, and now he's like mad that his cage is clean, and I'm like, sorry if you want to have like a dirty ass room. Like I'm being a good mother trying to take care of your cage, and he's mad. So whatever. He was gonna be making a lot of noise basically, so I decided we're not gonna do that. We're gonna be using the Small Spells Tarot deck today. I'm just gonna jump right into it. It was a really cute day. Good vibes all around. So I'm feeling. If I seem a little, it's just because I'm tired. Because I just went for a long walk. But other than that, 'twas a slay day. These ones are a little bit newer, so I'm still like breaking them in as far as the like this goes, you know. I do have affirmation cards around. I think they're in my backpack. I've been thinking about just like asking people if I can do tarot readings for them when I like bump into them at like the park and things like that, because sometimes there are people where I'm just like, I feel a vibe, like I feel like that'd be weird. At least in Omaha, it'd be weird because people are haters. But fuck it, right? Just do what I should do or should. Eh, you know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. Sorry, a beautiful person just walked by my window. That shocked me. Okay. Clear, concise messages, spirit. Just so you know what's coming towards us. What do we know? Oh. Okay, what else? Spirit? Anything else that we should know? Okay. So, death, first and foremost. Which I like the death card. I always get excited when I see that. Number one, because I like Scorpio energy, but two, because I'm constantly in a state of transition. I'm like always going through some sort of transformation, and I feel like it's exciting. I know a lot of people are uncomfortable with it, but get used to it. Have fun with it. Enjoy it. Okay, so yeah, you have the death card, which is like a transformative period, putting to rest some old ways of being, old versions of yourself, and things like that. You've also got the Page of Pentacles, so that's an exciting time. I think you got that in your last reading with me, but that's like a time to be very studious, to invest in your studies and your hobbies and the things that you find interesting. With the Devil card, you may be investing in some toxic mindsets right now, or the thing you need to put to rest are old ways of being, old patterns, old cycles. If you've been over drinking, if you've been having too much sex, or if you've even just been dating people who have been disrespecting your boundaries, you're done with that. If you're the chaser, if you're someone who's constantly going after things that leave you empty, no, that's not happening. You love yourself. You love yourself. So this is over. At least this new person you're becoming, we're putting to death all the fucking self-deprecating shit. Like you're a boss bitch and you deserve to feel good. Four of Swords. Yeah, there may be some bullshit surrounding. Actually, I forgot that I wanted to pull these out. So let's start with death. Because I really like. I have to do this already. Okay. Yes, change, rebirth, an ending brings a new beginning, a sign of the natural cycles of life. Life carries death within it, and death carries life within it. One does not exist without the other. Acceptance, balancing light and dark. The Grim Reaper, a traditional figure of death, is shown within jungle leaves and flying butterflies, reminding us that growth sometimes requires loss, that change is inevitable, and that even while things change shape and form, there are always constants. It calls for you to drop your resistance, to flow instead of struggle, to let go of control, to see an open door where another is closing, to accept change as natural and necessary. Yes. natural and necessary. That's so true. Like, it's so important whenever things start feeling uncomfortable. Like, I'm often caught in some sort of transition period, mainly because of the way that I've chosen to live my life, but it can be both so uncomfortable and so freeing to know that at any moment things could just change. Like, you could just be on to a whole other story. Page of Pentacles, optimism, good things coming your way, a new way to bring in finances or to create a new relationship with finances, a new opportunity that may start small but can grow into something meaningful. It could also be being immature or unwise with finances, but I'm not personally getting that from this. Um, but if you are being that way, if that resonated, check with that. A new attitude towards your own security, finding your way towards being more grounded, having the view that money can be a useful tool towards happiness. Your relationship with money is sort of like adjusting, and you're learning where to balance it, because there's a lot of balance in this. And then, yeah, you're just having a different relationship with money. I was someone for a very long time who did feel like money was evil, and I really hated it, especially because of like capitalism. But I've learned that in a capitalist society, having money is the only way that you are. It's energy. It's the only way that you're able to exchange um, with others and to help others a lot of the time. Not the only way. Like, you can do things, of course, but it is really helpful to have money. Um, the double, obsession, addiction, bound to unhealthy relationships, desires and cravings. A connection needs to be severed to allow personal movement again. Tied down, tied to someone or something, karmically under contract. A master dynamic holding power, abuse, toxic connections, the seduction of self-destruction. Anyways, a rejection of beneficial values due to the ego being stronger than the soul. Entrapment by your own choice, but there's always a choice there. So, yeah, stop doing that. If you're feeling like, oh, it'd be fun, I'm gonna call it. No, you're not. You're not gonna do that. Oh, I'll just have one. No. I'll just smoke a. No. Go for a walk. Drink some water. You can smoke a little. Or, like, just cut it back. I don't care what you do, but you know better. Recognizing that there is a need for downtime, for recuperation, healing that comes from within, a pause in order to recover, and a hibernation to calm destructive thoughts. So that's going to help you kind of fight some of these urges. Because again, like, I'm someone who for a very long time I was like, damn, like, maybe I'm just straight up an alcoholic. And that could be true. Like, but also it's okay to, if you do it in moderation, like if you drink to celebrate, or if you smoke to relax, or if you blah, 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 whatever. Right now, I can't do any of those things, and I don't want to because I do get myself in trouble. But what I'm saying is, figure out what works for you and apply it. Anyways, quiet contemplation, introspection, meditation, needing time away, realigning with the natural flows of mind, body, and spirit. And that is something that has helped me in order to break some of these cycles, is getting in flow. So maybe that would help you as well. But taking time to reconnect with your body, because mind, body, soul is a huge thing. When you stretch and do yoga and feel all the different points of your body kind of unlocking and finally relaxing, when you're taking in water, when you're eating healthy foods, or foods that just bring you joy, because that's another element of this. Going for walks, connecting, all of that, meditating, they're all super beneficial, and they will ground you and make it easier to be in your body. Because a lot of times that people hate being in their body, it's just because their body's sending them a bunch of messages that they don't understand, and the more that you understand yourself, the easier it'll be to receive those messages. Okay, all right, down. The Emperor, the Sun. I love the Sun card. And the Two of Swords, Four of Cups, Judgment. I got Judgment today in my own personal reading. The Emperor is, and the Knight of Cups. Stop. Spirit, it's too much. Emperor is boss mode for sure. Like, okay, you're leveling up. And again, with your relationship with money, it seems like you're kind of like, I feel like you're finding your power when it comes to how you want to go about having a career or having work life or having that balance. I'm going to put this sideways even though it wasn't put. So just learning how to be more stable and how to have structure in your life, whether it's on a day-to-day basis or just maybe you're planning out some of the upcoming months, just getting things in order. Maybe you're starting to make a budget. You're getting things in line, but you're doing it from kind of a playful energy with the Sun card. You have more energy right now, which is really exciting, and that's kind of Leo vibes. Being playful, getting connected with your inner child, which is a part of rest. Having fun is a part of rest, so remember that. You could still be at a sort of stalemate, though. Maybe there are some choices you need to make that are stressing you out. And that, again, I think it's time to surrender your attachment to the comfort zone and just sort of go with the flow of things and take opportunities as they come. And we talk ourselves out of so much, and just release it. Boundaries, authority in your life, institutions that shape the way you live. Yeah, so you're finding your flow as far as like the physical world. I wanted to see if there's anything that like jumps out at me that I should share with you guys. The Sun, finding your path in life, being in your true nature, directness, happiness, self-awareness. We love that. Two of Swords. Indecision, lack of clarity, being too defensive. So actually, this card is really cool because it's these two hands. You can't fully see them. Oh, two hands, and they've got knives, but they're harming each other because neither one of them will drop the knife. Um, so it's a little bit of, and in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, the Two of Swords is a blindfolded man with two swords a person. And honestly, if they just would drop the swords, drop the blindfold, they could make their decision. So it's maybe you don't have clarity right now because you're blocking yourself from seeing it. With the Four of Cups, you could be bored. Maybe your options just don't seem exciting to you. Maybe they just feel like ew. But or maybe that's how this past year has been for you, and maybe you're finally feeling excited and finally getting some energy. So give in to that, you know what I mean? And even if you are bored of the options that are being presented, it's okay to number one, wait for the next thing, but make sure you're doing so for the right reasons and not just out of fear. But also maybe choose one, go with it for now and see what happens, because it could lead to something else within that situation, or just somehow bring you into the awareness of another situation that is much more in alignment for you. The Judgment card, yeah, there's very much like a rebirth happening here, which is sexy. I love that. Slay for you. You've got a little rebirth coming your way, and a transformation, a major transformation where there may be some cycles that are finally ending. You may be finally shedding a version of yourself that has been keeping you stuck for too long, and you're going to be walking forward into victory. Maybe this is even like a lovey-dovey time for you, because, or just like an artsy time, or maybe you're just being creative in how you live your life, because you also have the Knight of Cups here, and that's this like little flirty, romantic poet daddy who, yeah, he feels his feelings, he wears his heart on his sleeve, and maybe that's how you're navigating the world. Maybe you want to, still have that stability, still have that structure, but you want to maintain your softness. And I think that that's a beautiful and brave thing to do in a world that is so dedicated to hardening you. Um, Stay soft. Stay as soft as possible for as long as possible if you can. Um, let's see if they have anything that. Yeah. Shedding of the ego to reach the soul. Things as they really are becoming clear to you, clarity about what's important, letting a new self emerge. Um, Checkered racing flags flying above, signaling to go. All of the energy is about ascension, progression, and evolution. Release from karmic contracts, which is funny because birthing a new self, witnessing a change in yourself. Slay, 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 slay. Okay, we love it. Cups, 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 cups. Okay, I passed it. Knight of Cups. acting on intuition or feeling, a romantic gesture, a grand gesture, alternatively shyness, picking up extrasensory vibes, not being able to put an idea into words, love as your motivation, naivety, innocence. I hope that's how you say it. I don't know. Magical thinking. The magician's tools of the trade show faith, trust, and belief. The snake wrapped around a rose indicates sensitivity and possibly hesitation when approaching your desire, which is super funny because my middle name is Rose, and my parents used to be like, a rose is sweet, but it has its thorns. Bitch, shut up. That's so corny. But also very, very true because like I can be very romantic and lovey-dovey, but only for so long. Like, number one, I do handle rejection pretty well, but I'm not gonna keep being rejected. So there are a lot of situations that I'm just gonna cut off at a certain point. But maybe being more brave and more willing to try in certain areas of life, because that even applies to like kind of like how I feel about career and things. Because I've been very much disappointed by a lot of corporations, my bosses, coworkers, that I'm just like, okay, maybe a 9 to 5 is not for me, and maybe it's not, but that doesn't mean that I like can't work. Like I have to obviously, which I did find a situation that I feel like is gonna work for me, and I'm very excited about it. But basically, do that shit. you know there was a message there for you somewhere. Every time I start to ramble, I'm like, why is this happening? And then I'm like, you know what? Maybe this is gonna hit somebody the way that they needed it to, and I kind of like talking to you guys, even though right now absolutely no one talks back to me, but that's okay because it's all still new. But maybe I'll get more serious as this builds up. But for now, I'm a human and I'm 24. I live a fucked up life, but it's also very fun, very slay. And I was told to read these cards, so I came to do that. But yeah, you have a great reading here. Everything is gonna work out. Everything is gonna be dope if you let it. And if you let it, it's all a choice. Go with the flow, transition. Like, just let it happen. Like, what else are you gonna do? Stay stagnant? Fuck that. You might as well just surrender and turn into this new version of yourself. You just might as well. Yeah, I don't get any bad vibes. Like, I've done some readings before where I was like, let's pack it up. But no, I think you got this, and I think you already know that too. I feel like there is like a fear energy around this, but change is scary, and that's okay. And you got temperance. That's about balance, baby. Yeah, you got the temperance card. Sagittarius energy. That's very much like, yeah, you need to find flow here. You need to accept yourself. You need to indulge every now and then too. While being, of course, like cautious, but moderation, patience, seeing all things as flowing, allowance, a spiritual practice that finds order in chaos, a balance, a Zen attitude, meditation, two hands carefully balance two vessels, finding structures that support grace and stillness, giving things the time they need, calmness, healing. What else can we say? What a lovely way to end that reading. I love that. Give yourself some grace. Okay, well, thank you for watching. Feel free to subscribe, comment below if you enjoyed the reading. Definitely let me know your sign. And yeah, have a lovely Tuesday.